Hi, everyone. Today is Tuesday, April 26th, 2022. And today's hot topic is Afghanistan. We have a special guest on the show today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. My name is Richard. I'm a Sergeant-Major from the Navy. And at the moment, I work at the organization that will organize the open days for the Navy in July. So I have to organize the demos that they are presenting to the audience.
Wow, very cool.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah, how did you end up in the Navy?
Well, I had to join. I wasn't that charmed about the Army, so I joined the Navy.
Cool.
And that was back in '94.
How old were you in '94?
21. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So nearly 30 years.
Almost. Yeah.
Crazy. And you worked at a TV station before that, right? Didn't you work at Omar Friesland before that?
No.
Or was that after you?
After, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
While still being in the Navy.
Yeah.
So was that a career choice? You wanted to be in the forces?
I want to join the Navy and see something from the world, and I did. So, yeah.
Right on.
Right.
Yeah, it worked out well for you, I think.
Yeah. So I was a mechanic, electrical mechanic at a ship, and then I did the diving course. So then I became a diver.
Right.
At the military, and then I made a switch to become a video editor. So then I moved from the ship to ashore. So and then I became a sound engineer and traveled around the world with the Navy. So
you work for the media within the military.
Yeah.
And that covers all of the departments like Navy, Army, Air Force.
Yeah.
So you guys all work together.
Yes.
Okay.
Underwater shooting?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, it's almost the same as above water. Only one thing is you have to watch the lighting, because underwater it's you have to use the light which is attached at the camera. So you have to make a few adjustments and well, basically you're swimming, and so it's hard to stay focused at your own breathing. You're trimming from your diving suit. Then you have to make a video shot, so you have to make sure that everything is in your shot. So you're doing a lot of things at the same time, and
right.
That's
so hard. You're scuba diving and you're filming at the same time.
Yeah.
That must have been incredible.
Yeah, well, that's what I did. I'm not doing it anymore. So, but it was fun to do. So,
how long was the training for that? Did you?
We had a course for about 8 weeks.
Okay.
So then you have to learn the basics of diving, and then we had a colleague who was also a diver, who was filming and doing photography, and he teached us how to make filming underwater and taking pictures. So,
what were you shooting down there? Shipwrecks or?
No, other divers that was working underneath the ship, or searching for mines or limpets or that kind of stuff. The training I had was I was only allowed to 30 meters. So,
okay.
Yeah, but for us as camera personnel, that wasn't needed. So,
what was that big training you told me about? You had to swim 10 kilometers underwater.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was at the training. We had to swim a canal with only our diving suit and flippers. on our backs, and we have to jump off a bridge and swim to the other end of the canal, and it was about 7 kilometers. So
Wow.
That's like Navy SEAL stuff there.
yeah,
Right?
Well, this is the fun stuff about, like, I feel like either going into the Army or the Navy or the Air Force is the training.
yeah,
I remember, like, the movies in the 80s, like there was one of my favorite movies was an officer and a gentleman, where the gentleman trains and that there's this love story behind the scenes. But like what really fascinated me, and I actually looked into RMC, the Royal Military College here in Canada. I went to their headquarters in Kingston, actually,
Really?
was the training aspect. I really love fitness. I love the whole idea of waking up early and just like running 5-10 kilometers. Did you have that kind of experience, or was it just the movies?
no. Well, during your training, you're doing that kind of stuff. So we have to walk in the middle of the night from point A to point B with a map. We have to row with boats. We have to march with large shackles. Oil drums, pieces of wood. It's all about teamwork, getting that teamwork going well. So yeah, well, it's fun, but sometimes you think, what the hell am I doing here? But
Right?
when you graduate, you're satisfied. That's and then you go on to the next step and go to the other training for becoming in my case an electrician for a ship. So yeah, well, you know where you're all doing it for. So yeah, I loved it, and but yeah, that was the kind of like well, I was 21, so it's like everything. So
yeah.
So
especially when because I wanted to join the Navy. So and for me that was it was awesome that time.
Sure. So. Yeah.
So you
I have a question regarding your training. So does the Dutch government, is that on par with the Canadian military and the American military? Like actually, they all get together and find the best training?
The Americans will only work with the Dutch and the Canadian special forces. When they work with other countries, it's the only two. It's the Canadians and the Dutch. They're the elite. They're the top special forces.
Is that so, eh?
Yeah.
Why is that? Just because, like, the British must have...
Because we just kick ass, dude.
Well, maybe
it is.
Well, maybe because we are like we do what we say. So
same with the Canadians.
When we say we do it, we do it. So yeah. That's basically it. So
your word is your bond.
Yeah. All those snipers, it's always the best ones are always Dutch and the Canadians and the Americans.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they shoot from like 35 kilometers away at some target. It's like ridiculous.
Right.
What's the record?
What is it? I don't know.
It's pretty far, I think. What was your first mission outside the country?
Yugoslavia. Yeah. In the Adriatic Sea. So we were like in box 1, they called it, and what we were doing was searching for ships with military stuff, so like tanks, weapons, that kind of stuff. So there was an embargo for Yugoslavia, and we had to check the ships that were sailing there if they were carrying or transporting military stuff. So more.
We'll get there, folks. Yeah. Bear with us. So you were stationed in Sarajevo?
No, I've been in Sarajevo, but that was another mission, another tour.
So you were on the coast?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where else did you go? Where'd you go after that?
I went to
Somalia,
Bosnia.
Oh. Let's go back.
we should go through the Nile, to the canal. But when we were through the canal, we have to turn around and then we get back up again to Libya, I believe.
Oh, you went to Libya?
Yep.
Holy shit. How was that?
Well, we got a call that we had to extract some people from the beach, and then I was a sound engineer, so we were traveling with the ship that was supposed to go to Somalia. But
what year is this?
Yeah, in the 2000, I believe 10, 11, something like that. But so we went to Libya, and we had to extract a couple of people from the beach with a helicopter. We were staying on board of the ship, and we were about to film the people who they would extract from the beach with the helicopter, but the helicopter didn't return. The helicopter was captured by militia. So
is this part of the pirate thing that was going on with Somalia and all that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a pirate thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a pirate problem.
Yeah,
big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what our goal was to make a kind of a movie for the people back home, to show them how it works aboard a ship.
How long was that? You were on the road for how long there, that tour?
Well, we were at the coast for about, when we lost the helicopter, we stayed in that area for about 5 days. Okay. And then we went to Cyprus, and then we got off the ship back home to the Netherlands. So
pretty incredible adventures, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty awesome. Where did you go after that?
Basically Afghanistan.
Afghanistan. Making your way through here.
Yep.
Just like Alexander the Great.
Right.
And then you end up in Afghanistan. That must have been something.
Yeah.
How many tours there?
Whoa. Yeah, we had long, but my longest tour was 8 weeks. Because we were a media team, and what we were doing was making a DVD back then for remembrance. So then when the military guys came back, then they had a kind of a kind of souvenir from their tour. So we went to all the camps where the Dutch were at. So all the bases. So I was in Kandahar, I was in Kabul, I was in Tarinkot, Polokomri, Kunduz.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's me.
There's been moments where you've been afraid for your life?
No.
Or it's like the whole time you're afraid for your life?
No. I always thought it's like the same in walking in Amsterdam and crossing a street without looking to the left and the right.
Right.
So, yeah, because it's for me it was like when something happens to me, then it will be my time, and then I'll hope that I'll never have to suffer, so that it would that I would go in an instant, so that it was over and boom. So no, I was never afraid. No, went on patrol with the guys. So.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
Still dangerous.
Yeah.
Worse.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're kind of like playing it down, mister.
Right. It's a really good way to look at it, though. That you could get hit by a car on the streets of Amsterdam.
Well, you know how many stories you hear of, like, you know, even our own Canadians being like struck down by friendly fire, or you know, like we're there to help, and then things go wrong. You never know, but you know, like I love the mentality behind it. It makes sense.
You can't be living in fear. You gotta you gotta do your thing.
Well, yeah, especially in that line of work, right?
It keeps you sharp.
Yeah, it makes you think about what's important too in life.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Richard, could I ask you a question? Like, could you tell me 2 or 3 of the craziest things you've seen in your career with the Navy, out on your adventures?
Egypt, and we were on a ship, and at some point the bridge called that a plane was incoming, and we had all to take cover, because they didn't know if it was a friendly plane or a hostile plane. So that was a bit of a scary moment. That was one. The other one was in Afghanistan. Then that was in the north of Afghanistan, and it was like a Norwegian reporter made an article in a newspaper, and he made fun of Muhammad. Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, well, and then we were at camp at the base, and there was a demonstration from the local people, and they were throwing with all they could find towards our base. So stones were flying through the air, and somebody got hit by a stone, so we brought him back to the medics, and so that was a scary moment.
Wow.
A bit. Before you go, you get a kind of training from how the culture works and all the hazards and the danger, and they told you not to use your cell phone, because the cell phone network is controlled by the Russians, and so they are listening, and the Taliban is listening. So
everybody's listening.
Everybody is listening. So they told us from the beginning, never use your own phone. We had laptops, only you had I don't know if you guys know it, but e-welfare.
No.
Well, it's a kind of secured internet. So
okay.
You could also make phone calls with e-welfare. So that was a kind of
it's like a government thing.
Yeah, it was pretty much shield off. So that they couldn't intercept.
All encrypted and everything.
Yeah.
So Afghanistan seems like a pretty like diverse place. Like the people are very different. The tribes. Are they all very different?
Yeah.
When I was looking at a map, it was like it's all mountains, right?
Yeah, have a lot of desert as well.
Yeah, I noticed. Like how are they different? The tribes, you know, they eat differently, or they listen to different music, different hip hop.
No.
Or something. I don't know.
Different hip hop. Yeah.
They're into the boy bands in the north.
Yeah, some of those groups, they have a lot more beats.
It's a beautiful country.
So are there a lot of rivers in Afghanistan, a lot of lakes? I don't know much about that.
Not much. There are a couple of rivers, and they have a big dam to generate electricity, but
they're not very technically advanced there, right?
No.
So it's only Kabul that's very kind of the most advanced, sorta.
Well, it was before the Taliban took over. It was a Western culture.
What are they eating over there? Like the interpreters. He looks like you were friends with some interpreters there in some of those photos.
Yeah, I met them a couple of times. Some were talking pretty much English, and at some point, one interpreter spoke Dutch. So, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, he picked it up.
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah.
That's cool.
This was at a police station, and we were on patrol with the company, and the leader of the company and a couple of soldiers went into the police station to talk with the police chief, the chief of police. So, and we were standing outside the police station, and we took this picture.
So this is a meeting here at a...
Yeah, it's a kind of a meeting, and the more the men are sitting at the back, less important they are. So if you are... Yeah, sure. If you're at the front of a row...
I always thought I was the cool kid in school.
Right. When we were in the city...
Yeah.
Then we were in armed vehicles. So
right, you weren't mingling.
No, too dangerous.
Yeah,
right.
I bet.
Too dangerous.
Guys, the soldiers were there to train other soldiers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So did you got to film some stuff doing that too?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Like some documentaries I've seen, like the soldiers are training these guys, but they're getting high, like on hashish, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a big problem, right? Training these guys, because they're armed up, and then they want to smoke some hash and do their patrols and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Lord.
Did you witness some of this?
No, because we had a strict rule. If they were caught,
Right.
they would kick out. So.
Oh, they had strict rules. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the Americans, I think, that I was watching, and they were just letting them. They didn't care.
No, the Dutch. Oh no. When they found out that they were blowing or that kind of stuff, they were kicked out. You're not sharp. You're not focused. So
Alexander the Great would argue that.
That's so funny.
Because I heard Alexander the Great did that with his soldiers. He made them like eat hash or something, and then made them like give them superpowers.
Well, didn't Hitler do that too?
Yeah, what did he do? Speed, or something?
He gave them meth.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Opioids.
And then
they were like,
see, without that, you wouldn't have electronic music. You know, that's how I did this movie from this guy. He was from Afghanistan, actually. Like, it was a short movie. It was interesting because he was in the military there. And then anyway, he moved to Canada, and he got into, I think he had rich parents that sent him to Canada, and he wanted to make movies for Afghanistan. So I made like these, it was like a short movie and then like a feature length film, like a whole movie to sell to Afghanistan. But it was a horrible movie, man.
Holy cow.
But but hey, it was a gig, you know. I was like, okay, sure.
Right.
But,
right.
So did you run into a lot of Canadians in different missions?
Well, in Afghanistan, especially in Kandahar, that was a lot of Canadians. So yeah.
Yeah, I heard the Canadians, the Australians, and the Dutch were tight.
Yeah.
They had a hockey. They were playing hockey.
Yeah, they were playing hockey in Kandahar. They had a hockey rink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the boardwalk. Yeah.
And it's funny. I hear like the American military doesn't mingle very well with everybody else. They want to stay apart from the allies.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like the strange thing.
Why is that?
Policy, American policy.
Do you think it's policy or?
Yeah, but it's funny. They do mingle, but they just don't. They don't want to open up. I think that's the biggest thing. But they all eat together because everybody ate at the same place, right? In Kabul and Kandahar, there was like you guys had McDonald's, all that crap over there, I guess.
Also, yeah.
How was the food there?
Oh, good. Very good. Kunduz. I have been in Mazar-e-Sharif.
It's just all mountains, just like a beautiful valley here, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's a lot of desert as well, so.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like a dry mountains.
Yeah. Yeah, but a long time ago, all those mountains were green.
Oh, climate change.
No, they had a watering system but most of the mountains were green. So they had a kind of watering system, which the water did go up the mountain instead of going down the mountain. So the mountains were, yeah, it was a sophisticated system. So
that sounds like Egyptian style stuff there.
Yeah.
Like, look at all those countries around. You got like Turkey, Afghanistan, Russia, China, India, like it's like we're smack in the middle of all these.
Yeah.
Like it just splits all the civilizations, eh?
Mm-hmm. In the northern parts of Afghanistan was in Polakomri.
Okay.
And we went to a village, and it was in the mountains. And when we drove into the valley, it was like we were going back 300-400 years back in time. So, and it was at the end of the winter time, and we were walking through the streets, and the snow was melting, so the ground became thawed. And we saw a little kid, I guess he was about 5-6 years old, and he was walking on his slippers. So with bare feet in his slippers. So, and it was like just below 0 degrees. So,
oh wow.
And I was thinking, what are we complaining about in our country, that we are having it a hard time when, let's say, we are getting late at work, or someone is forgetting the appointment or whatever. So we are always complaining. And when I was over there, my eyes were opening, and I was like, we are in the greatest place on earth. So stop complaining about the small things. Just enjoy life. And that was an eye-opener for me.
Do you have a favorite place that you visited?
Well, I loved Cairo. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Huh.
So cool.
Well, the pyramids, there's a lot to say about the pyramids. So are they that majestic from where?
Yeah.
From Cairo?
They sure are.
They sure are, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, words can't describe it, eh?
No.
So did you go inside? Did you do like a private tour or something? Or just from outside?
No, just from outside. Yeah, well, when we went to a ship to film again for the people back home, and we were in Alexandria, and we went with a bus to Cairo to visit the pyramids. So we went with a group from a ship. So that was from us. For us, it was an extra.
Did you ride the camels?
No, if a colleague of mine, they warned us. So don't fall for it, because you have to pay, and you have to pay a lot of money.
Yeah, they're scammers.
So the crew members from that ship didn't listen very well, or weren't paying good attention. So one was on a camel, and he had to pay extra, and he wouldn't pay, so he couldn't get off the camel. So they wouldn't let the camel go down to let him go off the camel. So so it was a scary moment for him. But,
wow!
There's some kid out there who wants to go in the military. Like, what would you recommend how they prepare? Like, is there a ninja school before a military school, or like should they take martial arts? Or?
When I joined, there was something. You had a magazine. You could fill in a coupon and sign up to go testing, and that you were suited for the military. But nowadays, you have a kind of school, and they call it FEVA, and you get a little bit of the military, but in all the aspects. So the Air Force, the Navy.
Is that for kids?
Yeah, well, kids for 16, 17-year-olds.
Okay.
So, and when they succeed and they think, well, this is something for me, then they can apply to whatever they would like to do. So they go to the Army, the Navy,
or the police.
So yeah.
Don't go to the police. That's what my dad did. My dad was in the cadets when he was a kid. I think it saved him when he was a kid, actually, to be in the cadets. And then once he did the cadets, he became a police officer.
Okay.
Your dad?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know your dad was a police officer.
My dad was a cop.
Get
yeah, in Ottawa.
out of here.
What was the biggest ship he ever went on? Did he ever go on an aircraft carrier, a battleship? Like, tell us about those ships.
The biggest ship for me, that was that's our own ship. That's the Rotterdam.
The Rotterdam. So is it a battleship or what?
No, it's they call it the landing platform dock, and that's where the Marines are at. So when the Marines have to be deployed on a beach, then they move to the Rotterdam and they sail out with landing craft utility.
So tell us about your time in the deep ocean there, when you're in the middle of the ocean and you don't see land anywhere around you, like dealing with big waves. Like that just must be crazy.
No, because you have a lot of things to do on board a ship, so you don't have time to at least in my case, you don't have time to think about that. So yeah.
Do the Dutch have a carrier?
No, not anymore.
Yeah, I don't think the Canadians have it either.
I don't think we do.
No, it's funny because Canada had one of the biggest military in the world, like after the Second World War, and now it's like, but still, they do some stuff really good, like special forces and other. Is this the one?
That are old ships, Dre.
Oh, okay. What year are we looking? What year is it?
No, lose the word battleship.
Oh, okay.
Right.
This one. That's the one.
That's so awesome.
Almost. Yeah.
That's
almost.
The one.
There's one like this in Amsterdam. I love it. It's beautiful.
I love it too. It
looks like
beautiful.
a pirate. It's like
That's
a pirate
I was
ship.
gonna say the pirate ship.
Richard, you went to New York with the King and Queen?
Yeah. We sailed out from Den Helder, and we crossed the Atlantic. So
how long does that take?
4 or 5 days, I believe.
Oh, pretty fast.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
that's not too bad.
So the King and Queen met with who in America?
Our photographer had to take a picture from the couple, so from the royal, the King and the Queen, and at the back there was a kind of a sea opening or lake or whatever, and there was our naval ship was in the back, and they were at the front, and they had to take a picture, blah blah blah.
Right.
But the press was there also, so. The paparazzi from the Story, the Privé, the tabloids,
the Dutch ones,
country,
and the Americans as well.
Americans as well. Yeah. So yeah.
Cool. Those are always fun.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. Scrum, they call them.
It was chaos.
Yeah, the biggest scrum I was in it was in Ottawa. You know who it was for? It was the prince. The prince and the princess came to Ottawa, and I had to go cover the story with the chef. So I had to go to was it Rideau Hall? And it was crazy. Try to get my shot. It was hard. Rapid fire questions. Here we come. 2 choices. City or countryside?
Countryside.
Club or concert?
Concert.
The eastern part of the world or the western part of the world?
Western.
Soccer or hockey?
Hockey, for sure.
There we go. Germany or Belgium?
Belgium.
Indoor or outdoor workout?
Outdoor.
Vegan or vegetarian?
Vegetarian.
Potato.
Potato.
European food or Asian food?
Asian.
First thing that comes to mind, Canada.
Maple leaf.
China.
Great Wall.
Europe.
Home.
USA.
New York for me.
Afghanistan.
Kabul.
Diving.
Zealand.
Oh yeah. Superfood. What's your superfood? Like, what's your
Chinese.
Cheese?
No.
Oh, Dutchman. Superpower. Which one would you want?
Which one? Fast as light.
Passion.
My family.
And paradise?
My house.
Yeah, me too. Perfect. Awesome.
Great.
Thank you.
Great job.
Yeah,
Great
man.
job, Richard. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah,
for
really.
having me.
Yeah, man. It's
Thanks for
So
having me.
much
Informative.
interesting stuff. Yeah.
yeah,
Very
really.
interesting.